The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina sometimes deals with disturbing and problematic topics. We provide a list of content warnings in the episode description. Hello and welcome to Dead Ends. I'm Emily.
I'm Brenton.
And we have an episode of The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina for you. Only one, baby. Only one. He's peace sign. He's given a peace sign. I need you to know that today Brenton is a hot mess. He is the hottest of messes today. He has made choices that have been comical for me.
Oh God, yeah. I've just been like all over the place. I've not paid attention.
You're like stumble bumming around.
Yeah, starting tasks and not finishing them and going and trying doing other things and like, wait a minute, I should be doing this, running around. But the worst thing that I did today is we had to change. We're changing all our vent covers because they're gross.
For air conditioner, like and ours are in the ceiling. They're ceiling mounted. That's an important aspect of this story. Yeah. They are not in the wall. They are not in the floor. They are in the ceiling.
And so there's one in the bathroom that we'd bought one for, and it's like some weird size. I don't know, and it didn't fit the standard size that I'd bought for it, so I was taking it off to measure it again. And so I unscrewed both screws, and then I'm like, okay, what else do I need to do? And I stepped down, set the screws down without taking the vent cover with me. Now there's nothing holding the vent cover up, so what's going to happen? Yeah, it fell directly on top of me.
This is after 2 days ago, Brenton hit himself in the head with the car door.
Yep.
He is just stressing me out. I love you. I don't want you to die, and you're making it very hard.
I was putting Herman in the car, and I didn't close it over. So
yeah. He just.
And what else did I do today? I don't know. I've just done lots of dumb little things where I'm not paying attention.
Well, you've been in every single space I wanted to be in today. I was like, okay, I'm going to go take a shower. I go take a shower. Brenton decides that's the time he's going to take the vent cover down. I was like, you know what? He's been procrastinating on this task for literally 3 weeks. I'm going to let him do it.
That's why I did it. We were talking about like, you were like, oh, for someone who like struggles with avoidance, like you're good at like going and doing the tasks and stuff. I'm like,
if it's a routine.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh, it's usually like if the task is like, especially like there's like an emotional burden part of it. And then we started talking about me not doing the vent cover. And I'm like, I'm just going to go do it. Like, I'm like, today's the day. So.
You were trying to not be avoidant.
Yeah.
And what happened? You were punished.
It was.
Yeah, just like a couple. And then I was like, okay, I showered and then I needed to get dressed. I go into the bedroom. I'm in my towel. And so I'm going to go into the closet to get clothing. Brenton decides that's the time he's going to put away laundry.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah.
And I'm just like, how are you? What were you doing for the 20, 30 minutes I was in the shower? And how are you always where I need to be?
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't, you know, when moms talk about how like every time they turn around, like the kid is there and like driving them nuts. It's him and Herman. Herman was like, and then at one point I'm in the bathroom. I'm trying to do my hair. Brenton needs to go to the bathroom. Herman has walked into the bathroom and is standing behind me. I am trapped at the sink. And I was like, I think it's funny because it doesn't happen to me all the time, but I get why people with small children start to get really irritated, especially when an adult does it as well. But I was laughing because like, it was just like, of course this is happening. Like,
so it's special. It's special today.
It's going to be a special episode. And what I will say about this episode of Sabrina
segue.
Is that thank you. You almost made me forget what I was going to say though. I have the ADHD contrary to what you do. Undiagnosed, but it's suspicious. If you met my mother, you would understand. The woman,
you knew the family.
The woman drinks coffee and goes to bed. Anyway, one of the things about this episode, I think that it really transitions the show for this last quarter, basically, because then after we have one more episode in this what is this part, and then we're going to go into part 2. But this is where it really goes comic book, because so many things go wrong that nothing can stay the same after this point. They're like, they cannot leave everybody dead for the last part of the show. Like, I mean, I guess they could, but like, are they like, when you're watching it, you're like, they can't kill everybody. And so I do think that feels like a little too much for me to like make it like the stakes don't feel present anymore.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm like, well,
Because they're heightening it so
They
much.
heightened it so much that like literally if they left it so that like Nick and Dorian and like Ambrose and like 4 or 5 people are alive and they're gonna have to band together and do something, you're like, okay, cool. But like we've killed everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Is Ambrose dead yet? He might not be dead.
I don't think he's dead yet.
He's not dead yet. But Zelda's dead. Hilda's not coming back in the cane pit. Let's see here. We've got I can only think of the actress's actual name. Prudence is dead. Dorcas is dead. Agatha's dead. Like, one, we've killed all the weird sisters, so we know this is a bad
right.
point. Sabrina's trapped. Like, everything. You're just like, this doesn't make any sense. Also, the 180 on Caliban, annoying. He was so pretty.
Yeah.
But I could handle that if the rest of the show didn't, like, take to this level of heightenedness that I'm like, it's like, I do like when a hero's journey goes wrong. So I think if Sabrina's arc had gone the way it goes, it would still work really well. But I think at this point, it's too much.
Mm-hmm.
So you're like, well, none of this is going to work out because like, how can they keep any of like all these people dead? What are we watching next week?
Right.
Like, what's the point of the show? It's the chilling adventures of Sabrina.
Yeah, they're trying to do the failed.
Yeah, like a failed hero's journey kind of. Which I really like most of the time, but unfortunately they like over failed it.
The dark ending. Well, yeah, I think what they're trying to set you up with is, well, how are they going to do all this? All these people are dead. And then, but it's also that it all came out at the same time.
Yeah, so they want you to keep watching the next episode is what it is. If this was a week by week show, they wouldn't have done it this way, is my theory. I think they would have left a little bit more open to get people to talk and theorize during that time versus like...
I think it's just different because like, you could still have a lot of people theorizing of like, wait, but especially week to week, it'd be like, but these people can't all be dead. They're not going to kill all these people, are they? And then people like having that as conversation.
But they showed us on the screen too many people were dead.
Right. Exactly. I think effective or not, I could still see it as a conversation driver.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it is one right now. So I have to give it that.
Yeah.
You made the conversation, but I wouldn't have.
That's right. Exactly. No, exactly.
But it makes me less interested in the show. Too many things have gone wrong that I'm like, well, I'm not like, I've got nothing to play with.
Yeah. And I think this does, speaking of comic books, of the heightened stakes of like the final battle sort of thing, or where it's like, okay, it's all leading up to this, where we're going to have all these big like battle conclusions at the end. And the stakes are really high where we have to have this big kind of like face off between all our different areas. But
they've also really sidelined Lucifer, which is annoying. But
can you imagine? This is your god, and the only reason he was your god is because he is a celestial who can grant you things. But he is the biggest fail man you have ever seen in your life.
It doesn't make any sense. This is not the same character.
It's but so funny.
What I was going to compare this to, and I hate to do this because these are not my favorite movies, but at least in the Avengers.
I'm like, where is she going?
So when they have the whole like Thanos snap in game, like that's the area of the Avengers I'm talking about.
Yeah.
They don't kill all of them with the Thanos snap, like everything going wrong. Like,
they do kill a lot though.
They kill a lot, but right now we've only got Ambrose.
Right.
Like that's not gonna, like, what does that mean for us, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's just not gonna work in the same way. Like, I just think that it's weird.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Mm-hmm.
It's not my favorite. I do like this episode though, like leading up into it. I think it's fun. I just don't like where we end.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, it's too much.
Yeah, it starts.
I think the characters do really good, interesting things in this episode.
I think, exactly. For like the first half to 3/4, and the past quarter is kind of all over the place, I think, with
the last quarter.
Yeah, the last quarter.
Yeah. Also, there's no reason for them to need Harvey as their virgin. They could have anyone. This town has no other virgins but Harvey Kinkle.
Yeah, that's right. That's what the manosphere is trying to tell men and boys. Everybody's having sex with you and they're all laughing at you. Everybody is in this entire town.
See, and Harvey's a feminist, and look at him. He can't even get me. Oh, God. I hate the world.
Yeah. All right.
Should we talk about this episode now?
Well, we got to talk about a few members of our cast this week.
I noted. Did you do one for the Banshee?
No. I should have. The Banshee looks cool. I
Banshee
love the
looks
design
cool.
of the Banshee.
It reminds me a little bit, though, of like La Llorona imagery, I feel like. I'd have to like look that up to double check. And also like the scary La Llorona like character in the Pretty Little Ravenswood. Do you remember how after they drown, there's like the dark thing in the corners? You need to look this up.
Yeah, I need to remember. I can't remember this.
I don't have my phone, or else I'd pull it up for you. But
I'm the one who likes the show more too.
I have this memory of that.
This is like the first episode when she drowns.
I think so. I'll look it up while you go through the. You need this for.
Yes, I do.
I was like, I'll look it up on your phone while you do this.
Yeah. Well, we can look it up in just.
Okay.
All right. So our cast this week. I had to pull this in. I thought the Vlad the Impaler costume is so goofy.
It's giving a cheap version of What We Do in the Shadows.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, that's what they're modeling.
Yeah.
Oh God, what's his name?
What's his name? We can't remember anything today.
I know.
I think we might have a gas leak.
I know. Oh, that's terrible. Oh God, what's his name? Nandor. Yeah, because he's Nandor the Relentless. Is played by Michael Antonakos, who has lots of voices in gaming. Or has done a lot of voiceover for like games. So I just pulled a couple like Rift of the Necrodancer, Gotham Knights, Far Cry 6, like Assassin's Creed Odyssey, like huge CV when it comes to video game work. Also 14 episodes of the Ninjago TV series, and like has done a few other like animated roles, and also appears kind of like in one-off roles and other things like The Good Doctor, Psych, Fringe, and Arrow, just to pull a few, but mainly voice actor.
Okay.
And that goes also for our next person playing Judas Iscariot, aka PETA, played by Mark Hildreth.
I get the PETA thing.
Katniss, PETA, who are you?
In the books, he goes, "Are you here to finish me off, sweetheart?"
Would that be so funny if he said that when Sabrina came in? But yes, it's a great line. So when he was younger, did like some TV episodes and like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids TV show, but lots of VO again. They made like 3 Fatal Fury movies. Fatal Fury is a video game series. So anime movies that he was the voice of Terry Bogard, very big character. I think maybe the main character in those movies. I don't know. Multiple Barbie movies. Barbie Swan Lake, Princess and the Pauper, and 3 Musketeers.
Oh, those are big ones.
A couple of G.I. Joe movies. Was the infamous, people know the Ocean dub for Dragon Ball Z is like infamously bad, but it was part of the Ocean dub as Dr. Briefs, which is Bulma's dad for all you in the know. DJ and Tomica in the SSX games, but SSX 3 and onwards. It's because they play like at the start of the race, DJ Tomica is who kind of like kicks off your race and narrates what's going on in the music and things like that.
Okay.
But for me, he is the dub voice for Hiro Yui in Gundam Wing. Very big for me.
Okay.
Also 26 episodes Stargate Infinity. But sometimes you look into a person and you're like, oh my God. He was a member of the NXIVM cult, which people might remember from a few years ago, got exposed for sex trafficking.
Jesus.
And all sorts of crazy things. Yeah. And it was originally like you're known for like self-improvement. So like actors and things were part of it and things. But in different levels and different things, they were, like making women into sex slaves and stuff. So terrible.
Horrible.
I didn't see anything that is specifically indicted him for doing anything. He left the group and publicly disavowed it in 2021 though. So he had introduced like girlfriend at the time in like 2006, Kristen Kruk, who was big in the mid-aughts on Smallville. And she was also just like part of it, but like not in the extreme part of it.
Okay.
So I don't know if it was like the same thing for this guy of like just part of this like self-improvement thing where you attend seminars and things like that.
Got it. Yeah, and had no idea that they were funding this very seedy underbelly.
Yeah, exactly. And then finally, we'll give a shout out to our cheer captain, who I assume cheer captain. She seems to lead the cheerleader, the Ravenettes, otherwise. Lizzie, played by Jasmine Vega. Only a couple kind of CV here, but is Hyla in a couple episodes of the Percy Jackson TV series.
Okay.
2 episodes of Virgin River, our favorite soap on Netflix. And then a couple of one-off episodes of Nancy Drew, iZombie, and Legends of Tomorrow.
All right.
Well, that's it for the cast this week, so we might as well just get on with the episode, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Chapter 27, The Judas Kiss. The title comes from a 1998 British play about Oscar Wilde's scandal and disgrace at the hands of his young lover. It's supposedly, at least according to the play, his lover, Bosie, instigated him into suing Bosie's father in court for like insulting him as a sodomite, but which then led, he lost the suit and then led Oscar Wilde to being criminally indicted for gross indecency as being a, gay man. So
Not
that's
nice.
really, yeah, no, not fun. All right, so we open on the aftermath of Zelda getting shot, and Ambrose and Sabrina hearing the gunshot running downstairs, answering our question from last episode of, did nobody react? Ambrose runs to get help while Sabrina tends to her. Prudence and Mambo Marie run down the stairs. Mambo Marie asks where they can operate, and they bring Zelda downstairs to the morgue, and she pulls a bullet out of Zelda and says they need strength to save her, and the witches of the room don't have much to give. And then we learn that Zelda is in the in-between, which is not like limbo, different. She's like not passed on to the afterlife yet. It's like some sort of like in between like life and death. They now have to wait to see if she makes her way back to the body. And they hear wailing, and the 3 witches come running up and find a banshee outside, aka a wailing woman. And Prudence says that's a tiding that one of the Spellman family will die that night, and Sabrina vows that won't happen. Lucifer awakens in the bath in his own body. He goes to give Lilith her reward, which is he's gonna kill her. And Lilith is like, oh, but I gave Blackwood the mark of Cain, and in return, I'm now pregnant with your child. They were busy while Lucifer was asleep in the bath, apparently.
I will say, this show has the best bathtubs.
They really do.
Clawfoot tubs everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I would live in this very scary town just for the bathtubs. I love a clawfoot tub.
Yeah.
If there's one thing you need to know about me, it's that I love a nice bathtub.
Yeah, I would love that bathtub. It looks very nice.
Yeah.
He assesses that it's true and says he already has an heir. And Sabrina and Lilith's like, well, you wouldn't kill your own son, would you? And he's like, oh, a son?
I will say he is like, I already have an heir, which feminist king,
That's right.
He doesn't even care.
Mm-mm.
And then he's like, oh, a son. But like, even then, it's more like he doesn't want to kill his own kid,
Yeah.
And they try to like make this a thing, but then he doesn't really play it that way.
Yeah, yeah, right. And then he's like, well, okay, I won't kill you now. But Lilith asks him in the meantime to clean up the mess Sabrina made in hell. Yeah, I'm not. I think this is a weird
Plotline.
Yeah, weird turn here.
Yeah.
Putting Lilith intentionally at a weak in comparison to him. That like she has to like rush to like get pregnant to like spare herself. I guess you can make like a
when she knows it's a short-term solution.
Yeah.
So what is she buying time for?
Mm-hmm. They're putting her in, I guess, in the position of like a domestic abuse situation, I guess. I think it's just kind of funky.
Yeah.
Pan is worried about 4 of their own being killed by witches, and the snake charmer calms him, and then Blackwood gets brought in by other penguins. Now that would be something I'm into.
Happy Feet, but in what city are we in?
Greendale. What if you have Father Blackwood's being let in and a bunch of penguins going wah, 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 wah. But it's the Muppet Penguins.
Oh, okay, even better.
They go to kill him, and he's like, I can't be killed because of the mark of Cain. Everybody knows about this, apparently, except me. I'm like, I didn't know there's a get out of jail free card that you can just inscribe on someone.
Well, and why haven't they been putting it on everyone?
No.
How does this work? And Lilith has the power to do that, but not to take on Satan a little bit?
Exactly. And everybody's like, oh, darn you, Blackwood. You rascal.
How does that even work?
I don't know.
They don't explain this.
And Lucifer's like, damn, can't get him. Okay.
Swipe or no swiping. Swipe or no swiping. It's
Totally.
very Dora.
And he wants to join them to get revenge on the church tonight, and he has to get something back. Theo and Robin have an intimate moment where they're both happy and that they found each other and can accept one another, and Robin's like, yes, and reveals that he has pointed ears and he's a hobgoblin, which means he's just like the Flash. Anything else you want to share, Robin? Is that it? You can just run real fast and pointy ears? We're in Lord of the Rings territory here where it's like, yes, all hobgoblins can run fast just because they're hobgoblins. Or does Robin just run fast? That's just completely separate to the hobgoblin thing.
Well, he says it is. That that means he can run real fast.
Fair enough. He asks if Theo wants to do this, and Theo says yes, and jokes that only virgins can be sacrificed to the Green Man, but he's like, but I really, really like you. And then Robin also says that he likes him, and they hook up.
I love this 2-for-1. You know what? Save me from getting murdered, and...
It's a lovely way to lose,
that
nice,
seems
safe
like
space.
A very nice, safe relationship to have this experience.
Good for Theo.
Yeah, you know what? A lot of positive first times in this show.
Yeah, totally. Roz and Harvey.
Well, I think it's just Theo so far. I don't know if anyone else is actually.
Guess for the next one. Here we go. Let's see how Roz and Harvey are doing.
Not well.
Yeah, they hook up, and Roz gets a vision of Sabrina and Harvey hooking up. And Harvey's like, hey, what's up? And Roz's like, do you still love Sabrina? And he's like, no, I love you. And she tells him she's seeing him and Sabrina when she kisses him. Well, maybe that's something on you, Roz.
Also, I think it's like old clips. I think it's from, it's
the
like
past.
Yeah.
So it's more like her worry, I guess. Harvey says she was his first girlfriend, yes. And like, you've had other boyfriends, Roz. So like, that doesn't matter. Who cares? And who cares that spell didn't work? And Roz is like, excuse me? The look on Harvey's face is so good. Lucifer gets his court in order by killing one of the kings who talks back to him. Caliban introduces himself, and Lucifer is like, I don't know who the hell you are.
Why didn't he just kill Caliban?
I don't know. He's having a whole lot of trouble. Beelzebub says the contest must be finished before to see who sits upon the throne of hell. They have to retrieve the 30 pieces of Judas's silver as the last contest. The three witches at the Spellmans and Ambrose think they can siphon power from the Ambrose thinks they can siphon power from the hedge witches, but this will kill them. And Sabrina's like, no way, we're not going to do that. There has to be another way for us to get power. And Ambrose is like, unless you know of a younger coven. And Sabrina's like, I have an idea. Mambo Marie pleads over Zelda for her to be spared, and we see Zelda entering a stand-in for the house in the in-between. She finds Hilda in the kitchen, who's making breakfast for her and Dr. C, and Zelda's like, hey, we're not in the real world, we're in the nether realm, and they need to find a way back. And then Edward Spellman's like, yes, I'm here. And they're like, brother, at school.
Okay, Klaus.
That's well, that's from Metal Gear Solid.
Okay.
Brother. But also, it is Klaus, 100%. At school, Sabrina asks Roz to get the cheerleaders, the Ravenettes, to help them re-energize the coven. And Roz is like, yes, and then avoids talking to her about Harvey. Cut to the Ravenettes at the academy feeling kind of weirded out. They're like, what is this place? Who are these weird goths? And Prudence notices Dorcas is missing, and the cheerleaders perform Hey Mickey when the witches all chant, and then afterwards the cheerleaders like, I feel like super woozy. And then suddenly Blackwood and the pagans appear, and Sabrina casts a spell to seal the doors, and the Ravenettes and witches all grab hands and teleport out. The Ravenettes find themselves at the high school without remembering what happened here. Sabrina brought the witches to hell instead, and they're like, and Prudence is like, you just took our entire coven and brought us to hell. They accidentally left the dolls behind, which were stand-ins for the aunts, and Sabrina's like, I'll go back and get them. Teleports back and finds Blackwood there, who says he didn't go after the hedge witches yet, who are in the
Desecrated church.
Thank you. Because they weren't worth killing. And Sabrina teleports away. That's like putting the hedge witches on the table. You know what I mean? That's Chekhov's hedge witches. Sabrina teleports away, and the pagans bring in a dead Dorcas and Circe. But Circe appears later, so Circe is just knocked out.
Yeah, they found them in the jail, basically, or in the cells. Is what they're saying.
But because I thought Circe was dead here, but then Circe's in a later scene looking just fine. Apparently, Agatha killed Dorcas because question mark.
Because she's crazy.
I know.
I hate this.
If you're going to make a mad woman.
Make her mad.
Exactly. There's a reason I like Mona. This is the wrong way to do it.
You don't turn her against her sisters.
No, not for at least for a good reason. Make her at least like you gotta at least like double it, you know? Where she's like he and like see her like cackling as she kills Dorcas or something and like licks blood off the plate or something. You know, like give us something. Sabrina greeted by her dad and tells her to her dad being Lucifer. And he's like, get on with the contest. Sabrina wants to help her aunties, but Prudence and Ambrose is like, we'll take care of the ants. And Ambrose is like, well, if you get the unholy regalia, that will really help you like absolutely win against the pagans. You'll just be able to just like smite them. Lilith tells her about being pregnant, which Sabrina promptly ignores.
She's like, whatever.
She's like, I can't deal with this. Edward says
because she's like, you keep the throne warm for your brother, basically.
Yeah.
It's like, you're going to kill me after?
Sabrina's like, oh, gross.
Yeah.
Ew. Edward says he knew about Sabrina being Lucifer's daughter, just to confirm. He says he's there to guide Zelda, and Zelda's like, you must be a medtet, like a spiritual guide, like Mambo Marie was telling me about. These other witches and their ways. She thinks he can help them get out of there, and Edward says they must go into the path, and Hilda complains that they have to walk in the Netherrealm.
I love it. She's like, I didn't think we'd have to walk.
In the past, Zelda and Blackwood are studying, and Blackwood tears a page out of a book. I put a book out of a page. That's great. And denies that he's up to anything. And Zelda's like, I want to find what he tore out, and finds a drawing of a half moon and wonders what it means. Lucifer, sorry, no, it's
a crescent moon. No, a new moon.
New moon,
so just a circle.
Because the next one is half moon, yeah. Mm-hmm. Lucifer wants to help Sabrina, but he can't according to the rules. He telepathically tells Sabrina where to find Judas is, and he's infused in rock alongside the worst 3 betrayers in history, the other 2 being Cassius and Brutus. Ambrose and Prudence deliver the dolls as Mambo Marie promises to watch over Zelda while she navigates in the Netherrealm, and Ambrose promises that Prudence will have the killing blow on her father. Sabrina finds Judas and asks where the silver is, and he's like, what will you give me in return? And Sabrina's like, water. The pieces will, yes, and as in the picture that we showed earlier, like Judas is just like infused into this rock and only his head's poking out. Sabrina teleports away. Sabrina says the pieces will apparently appear if you betray someone you love with a kiss. So, hey, Catholic hat back on for those who don't know. Judas accepted 30 pieces of silver to betray Jesus, and he said, the one who I kiss on the cheek is the one that you are to arrest. And so he kisses Jesus on the cheek, and then they go and arrest him. I think we've talked about how over the top that is.
It's so drama.
Judas, there's none of that drama with Judas here, but of just the pageantry of kissing someone on the cheek there.
Yeah.
And so Sabrina's like, okay, I'll go do this, and teleports away to see Harvey. And he's like, hey, did Roz talk to you? And Sabrina's like, no. And he's like, I don't know if we're doing okay. Like, I don't know what's up there. And Sabrina, like, at a couple points is like trying to pucker her lips a little bit, and then is just like, I can't do this. No, you're way too much of a sad sack. And I can't betray my friends. And then she's like, you guys are gonna work out. You're endgame. I know it. And teleports away. And Harvey's like, okay, thank you. Sabrina goes back and is like, okay, I can't do that. I must have another way. And then she learns that Judas's body is buried alongside the first vampire, Vlad the Impaler, and that's where the pieces are. She has to go through a portal to get there, and Judas will tell her the words. Miss Wardwell storms into class, visibly shaken and annoyed. There's an announcement that Baxter High students are all invited to the carnival free of charge, and then Harvey, Roz, and Theo all get summoned to the principal's office to collect prizes, quote-unquote. They find Pan and the snake charmer in the hallway, and they run to the library and hide. The pagans close in on our friends, but then they all get suddenly whisked away by Robin running at super speed, saving Theo for last as Robin announces they won't have these kids, and Pan is like, betrayer! Robin tells them they have to leave Greendale, and Harvey says they have to fight, and Robin says we need Sabrina, except I think she's in hell. And is like, wait, I could use her magic marker that she uses to talk to Nick. It's in her locker. And Robin's like, do you know her combo? And Roz is like, yes. He's my best friend. Putting aside all her worries.
Yeah.
Zelda and Hilda relive finding Sabrina on their doorstep. The past them take Sabrina away, and the current Zelda looks at the blanket and she's like, a half moon. Sabrina is going into the portal in Dorian's when Nick runs into her. Sabrina tells him what she has to do, and he's like, well, the Sabrina I know would never leave her family behind, but I guess you're a morning star now. And Sabrina's like, oh my God, the passive aggression is off the charts. Get off my back. And then she goes through the portal. Well,
she's like, for your sake, you better hope I'm both.
She goes through the portal, and then Nick looks at his hand and finds SOS written on it. Sabrina's in the tomb and takes the bag of silver from Vlad's dead hands, and she counts the coins in the bag as we see Vlad, no longer a skeleton, wake up behind her. He enchants her and asks if his father, Judas, sent her because Judas is the father of all vampires. He goes to feast on her blood, but it finds it burns him because she has celestial blood. Nick appears to the Fright Club, wondering what's going on, and Robin says, the spores for the Green Man will be embedded in people through the candied apples at the carnival, and when the sacrifice comes, everyone in Greendale will die. The pagans appear with
an easy solution would be for Roz and Harvey to just fuck real quick right now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they should have just gotten down to business.
I mean, I get it. It's not romantic.
Right, but you got to do what you got to do.
If he's the only virgin in town.
Mm-hmm. Roz is like, I don't know how I feel about you right now, so...
Yeah. Which,
mm-hmm.
Consent is important.
Right.
You as Sabrina teaches us.
I don't know, Harvey. What have you done to not earn the Green Man? What's the, I say all men start in the Green Man and work their way out.
It's not good.
And then the pagans appear, and apparently Cersei's alive, question mark, to take them. Ambrose and Salem guard Aunt Hilda against the Banshee. Prudence is in the house when she hears Agatha giggling and draws her sword. Prudence is has swag levels off the charts.
Prudence is so fucking cool and so fucking hot.
She's
Prudence
so cool.
with her fingerless gloves and her black leather pants and then her little white top is everything I want to be.
She's like David Bowie and George Michael kind of crossed over there, because it's got the look from Labyrinth a little bit, but with a little more leather and then the cross earrings hanging down.
And she's got a sword across her back.
Yeah, she got a cool sword. She's another Dragon Ball Z reference here, but she's like Future Trunks. Just comes in looking cool. And then she doesn't get to do as much.
She gets stabbed in the back.
I know. Oh, well, might as well get to that. Agatha appears with a knife, and it's Dorcas is dead, and goes to attack Prudence, but Prudence stabs her in the gut, and then Prudence checks on her as Blackwood comes behind her and stabs her in the back.
But Agatha warns Prudence that Blackwood is behind her.
Oh, right.
So she's Blackwood's behind. She tells her that he's behind her. She warns her. So it's when she gets stabbed, she kind of comes to who she is. The crazy is gone? I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah. I don't. And then Blackwood's where are Judas and Judith? I need their help to find something. Ambrose hears Prudence's telepathic cry and finds her bleeding out inside. Prudence whispers to Ambrose what Blackwood is looking for. We can't hear it. And Ambrose, upset, leaves Prudence to die near her sister. Zelda and Hilda are brought into in the future to where witches are praying over an older Zelda for her to cross safely in the afterlife, and Sabrina tells her that she couldn't have asked for a better mother and that she could rest now. Edward points to the wall where a series of pictures of moons are. It's a new moon, half, and full moon. They represent maiden, mother, and crone, the three phases of a witch's life, and Zelda's oh, I got it! I know how to regain the Coven's power. She finds a banshee she wakes up, finds a banshee in the doorway of the morgue, Mamba Marie dead on the ground, and Blackwood with a knife, and she curses Blackwood before he stabs her. Sabrina brings the pieces to Judas, who asks to feel them in his hand one last time, and she puts it in his hand, and we see it was Caliban in disguise.
Where did he put Judas?
I don't know. I don't know how any of this works. I was this is so dumb that he's and now we wait.
Yeah, he's I'm going to become Judas.
He casts a spell to entrap her in the stone.
Also, how does he do that?
I don't know. And then Caliban shows her that Lois and Lucifer are both encased in stone. Ugh, worst parents ever. And he's now the king of hell and is going to take over the mortal realm and create a 10th circle of hell.
How did he trap them?
I don't know. You mean you trapped Lucifer? This is what I'm talking about. What a fail, man.
But it doesn't make any sense.
No. But yeah, it's so funny that the first season is the first part is oh my God, Lucifer, he's gonna come. He does all these terrible things, a master manipulator, and he has just taken nothing but L's since he's been on screen. Theo and Roz are tied up above a dunk tank. They're shown that Robin is dead, tied to a wheel, and Nick is turned to stone. And Harvey is trapped in the middle of the Green Man, and it bleeds Harvey dry as flowers sprout on the Green Man, and it spews out gas. The end.
Shit has hit the fan.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Picked the wrong day to quit smoking.
I want to talk about Nick first, just because I love Nick. That's just where I want to start.
Yeah.
So
it's your podcast.
It's my podcast, and I can do what I want.
Mm-hmm.
So I love this conversation with Sabrina and Nick because he's like, oh, the Sabrina Spellman I know wouldn't do this, but I guess you're a Morningstar now. And it's like, this is exactly who Sabrina is. And I really like that the show has pushed Sabrina this far that as an audience member, you view Sabrina doing this as very natural.
Mm-hmm.
But for the people that like have stuck in their ways of how they want to see her, it's like, oh, well, you're doing this, like you're not being true to yourself. And I'm like, you're just being a little stinker.
That's right. Nick is being a little stinker.
And like, this is the Sabrina that we know and love and think is fun on the show, that she's faced with a moral quandary. And instead of doing what she wants to do, which is protect her family, she has to do what's best for the greater good or the world, the universes as a whole.
Yeah. And Nick immediately thinks of her in the worst way.
Mm-hmm. But he doesn't. He thinks of himself in the worst way.
Yes.
And so he's projecting.
Because Sabrina is literally like, I don't want to do that at first. I mean, Nick's not there. But, then
and
he doesn't
Ambrose is the only person who like really sees her and is like, I know you don't want to do this, but like it's the Judas challenge. Like it's about betrayal. Like you're going to have to betray your family, which I appreciate they explained for us.
We're all doing the Judas challenge.
Every day I'm doing the Judas challenge.
That's right. We're counting our pieces of silver.
And we're kissing someone on the cheek.
That's right. And Ambrose is the only one that's playing like strategy here.
Yeah.
He's like, those are extremely powerful objects. If you have those, that would probably solve everything.
Yeah, that would solve all of our problems.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate that. I think that's really important. The other thing I want to talk about with Nick is, so Nick sees the SOS on his hand. He knows it is not from Sabrina. It's unlikely to be from Sabrina.
Yeah.
He finds out who it is and goes anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So Nick is behaving in a way that would make Sabrina really proud. He is doing this for Sabrina. He's not doing this because he cares about Harvey or Roz or Theo. I mean, he might think they're all right at this point, but he's doing this because he wants Sabrina to know that he's like, look, I'm being a good person. Like he's trying to prove that he's being a good person.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that.
Yeah.
I think that's fun. I think it shows how Sabrina has influenced and changed him as a person, and not like, oh, you can change people in a way, but it's like, no, here's like him choosing to do the right thing.
Yeah. What we tie Sabrina back to Jesus, what would Sabrina do in this situation?
Exactly.
And he tries to play it off like, oh, you guys have to like pitch it to me. He's sold in by it. He showed
up.
Uh-huh.
He gets turned to stone, casting to protect them, or whatever. Like he's immediately turned to stone.
We had to go back because I'm like, where was Nick? And you're like, he's turned to stone because they don't do like a.
They did it from behind, so they didn't have to do his face in a stone carving. I think.
Yes, they're probably like, ooh, that didn't come out good.
Well, or they were like, we already had to do one for Dorcas. Like, this is adding up.
Poor Dorcas is just killed off screen.
Yeah, Dorcas is just given the worst run.
Yeah.
I don't know if she was like the actress was working on something else at this time. Is this when they started doing the Winx show?
It is, yeah.
So like maybe she just wasn't there, and so they.
I mean, they were probably both filming in Vancouver, to be honest. But she has at least been more of a part of this season than I remembered.
Mm-hmm.
But it is funny, like when it comes to this, it's just like we'll just have her come in with her dead body.
Yeah. Anything you want to add to Nick?
No,
okay.
You covered it.
I really like that. The other thing I want to talk about is how useful useless Edward Spellman is. Edward Spellman is the least useful character on the show. Edward Spellman literally he's not even Sabrina's father. He left her to be raised by aunts that technically then aren't even related to her by blood. And I don't know how the genetic, is it the Punnett square?
Yeah.
I don't know what that looks like when you add the devil, but
No.
I don't know. But he's like, here, I can't even tell you, Zelda, but I can lead you through a journey of your life that you can piece together what the 3 phases means, which I know. One, because I remember, but two, because I just know these things.
Mm-hmm.
I remember knowing it the first time we watched. I said, "Oh, we're bringing something in," but I am just like, why is he here?
Yeah.
Zelda and Hilda could have just wandered room to room and figured that out on their own.
Yeah.
I don't mind that he's there, but I'm like, he's...
Yeah, it's like a guide somehow, but I don't think he's just kind of goes, huh? See anything? And they play some I Spy for a little bit.
Yeah. He's like, you want to go look?
But it is like a self-guided journey.
Yeah. Sabrina and Ross. I like this.
Yeah.
I like that. I know it's cheesy the way Roz does it, but it ends with the conclusion that Roz is like, oh, wait, that's my best friend.
Mm-hmm.
And like this whole being paranoid about her and Harvey thing is not serving me. And it works because Sabrina chooses not to betray her. But by not betraying Roz, does she damn the world?
Yeah.
And Roz by proxy.
Okay.
But she got him either way. So actually, it's just being an idiot.
Yeah, I was going to say, she just shouldn't have given up the silver.
She shouldn't have let him touch it. Should have just...
Caliban's like, get her. I'm going to pretend to be Judas.
Also, Caliban has all this power that I don't understand.
I don't either, but he has all this power, but he can't be bothered to go do it himself. Typical man.
And Lucifer has no idea who he is.
Mm-hmm.
He's like a prince of the pit.
Like, I don't know who you are.
Yeah, he's like, who are you? You can't be a prince of hell.
Mm-hmm.
Which is correct.
Yeah.
I'm very confused by him.
Yeah.
Whole character is very interesting. I can't remember if we really ever explained where Caliban came from.
He's just made of clay from hell.
Yeah, I'm just like, why though?
It's they had the hell Pygmalion. Except instead of a woman, he's like, if you could bring this beautiful boy to life.
And what happened to the Caliban from last time? That was way more fun.
Well, yeah.
What if I was like, he could have played this different?
And he had already, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, they're real wishy-washy on him.
He as a character, yeah, it does not make a lot of sense.
Because now all of a sudden he's like, yes, I could be in power.
Yeah, I'm like,
maybe they're trying to be like he's like spurned.
Maybe.
I don't know. That doesn't really align to me either. But that is my best connection.
Yeah, it's not my favorite.
No.
It's just kind of annoying, I think.
It is. And it's just, like you said, all of these powers, and it's like, okay. And like Lucifer and Lilith got tricked by this guy? Lilith's smarter than that.
Well, and that's what doesn't make, and he overpowered Lucifer?
Yeah.
Or he tricked Lucifer?
Hey, does that rock look funny to you? Gosh.
Well, also, like, Lucifer, we assume, entombed those people in stone. So how does Caliban know how to do it?
Maybe because he is stone?
I guess so. I don't know. I don't fucking know, man.
It's so rushed.
It's so rushed, and it doesn't make any fucking sense.
Nope.
And then we end, and everyone's fucking dead.
Yep.
Except for Ambrose.
Mm-hmm. So how are they going to get out of this one? I know, but...
I do too. But that's what I say, like, it feels a little almost... I know it's based on a comic book, but almost too comic book-y at this point, because I'm just like, everything, all the rules to me, because when I think of comic books, I don't think of like the really nice ones you read. I think of like the things that have been like changed and then turned into television or movies, you know, or mostly movies. And I think of like the rush job on the for example, some of the Avenger movies where I'm like, like the rules don't make sense anymore, or like the characters changed, or what happened to her accent, or like the consistency isn't there.
Oh, gotcha.
In a lot of that, and that's what I feel like with here. It's like the consistency has been lost.
Mm-hmm. It is so funny, and people will get to it next week, for you to compare this to the last two Avengers movies.
Well, I mean,
when we get there.
Yeah. You'll get it. I mean, I think everyone kind of has to know where it's going.
Yeah.
It's been set up.
But it's so funny because it's like, yep, it's the same.
Well, and I mean, movies are and storytelling is formulaic. It's more about how you tell the story.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. It's
and
just
these
funny.
characters are more compelling.
Yeah. And you were very nice in being nice to my comics, but a lot of comics have some really, really dumb storylines.
Oh, yeah, no, I know, but some of the ones you read are really nice.
Yes.
I didn't want people to think I was coming for, beautiful mangas like Witch Hat when I'm coming
I
for,
see. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm reading quote unquote cape comics and cape comics, like superhero comics.
Okay.
Stuff like this.
Yeah.
And sometimes they're good, and this is all one of those things of like, well, how good was the writing on this one?
Exactly. And they really rushed this.
You have sometimes you have Days of Future Past in X-Men, and sometimes you have some really awful ones.
Exactly. Is there anyone or anything you would like to talk about that I have not brought up?
Let's see. The auntie's going through that. That's kind of like cliffhanger being left here. Sabrina's things. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like we've kind of covered everything. It is like a lot of setup and things for us leaving on the cliffhanger. Mm-hmm. So I feel like we've probably covered most of it.
Well,
yeah.
No, one more left.
That's right, for this part. Keep an eye on our Blue Sky and Instagram. We might have some
delays.
Interruptions here with potentially unexpected travel coming up. We'll keep you posted on what we're doing. But we should be finishing next week this part 3, and then maybe have a delay before we start part 4.
We'll make an announcement. We can let people.
Mm-hmm. But you can find this podcast on all your audio podcast platforms of choice at Dead Ends. You can also find us on YouTube at dead_ends. And you can also find us on Blue Sky at dead-ends and on Instagram at deadendspcast. You can also write us an email at deadendspcast@gmail.com if you have anything that you would actually like to contribute, questions or comments for this part, or anything related to Sabrina or Riverdale that you want us to talk about for the final episode of this part. Submit them for next week. And let's see. You could also write us on YouTube for the exact same thing as well. We like talking to people there.
Mm-hmm.
Our podcast art is done by Senki Har, and you can find a link to their portfolio in all the podcast descriptions.
Well, not today, Satan.
Not today. Especially because you're entombed in rock.
Yeah, which is unfortunate because it's bad when you're rooting for Satan.
Yeah.
Well, it's not bad, but like funny. In this storyline, it's not great.
Yeah. Satan is no longer our like primary worry anymore.
No, not at all.
Not really. Well, on that note,
we love you.
We love you so much.